What's going on, guys? Big welcome to you all to our channel. We are Team Crushing the Meta, and today you're here with D-Boy. Alright, so this year we have a lot of different ideas to do on our channel, but before we do that, I would like to thank you guys for all the love and the support you gave on our channel. And of course, I will hope that you guys have a wonderful 2020, you achieve all of your dreams, but remember, work hard to achieve those dreams and stay true to who you are. Okay, enough about that. Let's jump into this video. There was a small intro for you guys, especially just to wish you a happy 2020. Alright, so let's jump into the actual video. Okay, so in this video we'll talk about sleeves, oversleeves, deck boxes, and playmats. And we will do that, but before, there are three different factors that are important for me when I buy these accessories. The first one is the company, so which company they're coming from, and is it a company that I want to promote or not? Something that a lot of people don't think about, but it's really important to know when you buy stuff, like where they're coming from. The second thing is the synergy. I like sleeves that fit nice into the cards. We're talking about Cardfight Vanguard right here, so standard or small size sleeves are perfect to fit your cards. And when we talk about synergy, we also talk about the sleeves fitting into the deck box and stuff like that. And the last, but also most important, is the quality of the accessories you use, because you really need a good quality stuff so you could use them for a longer time and you don't have to throw them away and then buy new ones, because then you're wasting you're wasting money, but you're also just wasting the resources, and you don't really want to do that. You just want to use good quality stuff and keep using them for a very long time. Okay, then we could talk about each and every accessory. First, we start with the sleeves. Okay, when we talk about sleeves, there are a bunch of sleeves that you could use, like the normal ones. Like, let's say you're playing red blue and you play these, so you have your deck in your blue sleeves and you're very happy with that. Well, good for you, but not good enough for me. For me, I like to have all of my Vanguard cards or Vanguard decks in the right sleeves that fits the clan. So let's say that you're playing a standard Spike Brother deck and you focus more on Siegfried, then I use these. Let's say that you play a Spike Brother deck and you focus more on Bull Spike, then you use those. And sometimes, of course, you focus on something that doesn't have sleeves, then you could use these or those or anything else, or just these ugly ones. But you understand what I mean. Like Dark Irregulars, Nubitama, a lot of different sleeves that you could use. Okay. The nice thing about these sleeves is not only they fit the card perfectly, but you could also organize your decks. Like, again, spikes in the spike sleeves, dark regulars in the dark regulars, and Nubitama in that, and a bunch of different sleeves. You have like the nice Zero's Dragon sleeves, you have a lot of different sleeves. Sometimes you also get these sleeves from Bushra Championship series, like the ones that we got, like the Blaster Blade ones from the 2018. And sometimes you also have the nice, cute, chubby sleeves. You have these also on different ones that you could use. And also, if you go into a more serious tournament that you don't want your opponent to know which deck you're playing, you could also use stuff like these, or use these for your extra deck. But pretty much the Vanguard sleeves that we have are really, really amazing. The quality is good. You're already promoting the company that you love, because they make our card game, so it's really good to promote them. And again, as I said, the synergy is nice, the quality is good, and the company is perfect. So again, as much as I could buy from Bushrod, I would do that. Not because they promote me or stuff or something. I'm not promoted by any of the products that I will reveal on this video, but just because I want to promote them, because they make our card game. So you're promoting the right company and not any other company. I'm not saying that Ultimate Guard or Ultra Pro or Dragon Shield are less good. I'm just saying that as much as I could buy from Bushrod. If the products are good quality and I like them, I would do that. Also, the sleeves from Bushrod have 70 something pieces, so that's really good because you could use those extra for the extra deck or for a different deck's extra deck, so you could do that, which is pretty nice. And again, if you go into a big tournament that you don't want your opponent to know which deck you're playing, then you could just use different sleeves that doesn't really fit the clan or fit the deck that you're playing, or use things like these that your opponent would never know what are you playing. Alright, so I think that's enough about the sleeves. Talk about most of them. You could also have like you have these kind of sleeves that also Bushrod make, but then for Vice Wars or for other card games that they have, which are also nice, but some of them are a little bit bigger, which you can't use. But again, they have a less good synergy with your deck. But I could understand people liking these and playing these, which is understandable. It's understandable for you to use any kind of sleeves you want, but people ask me about the ones I like and why do I like them. Well, that's why. Now we have oversleeves, and this is a very short explanation because these are the only oversleeves I use. I've used a lot of oversleeves in the past, and these are the ones that I like the most. Why? Because first, they have that nice working on the sides that when you put your Vanguard sleeves in them, you always have that siding, which is very nice. Some of the character sleeves have a very nice edge right here, and this would be perfect in between the lines, so that's really cool. And the quality is very good. I have never broken any of these. You have them in matte, but you also have them in bigger size. You have them with different working on the side, but these are my favorites. They're called mini character sleeves guard, and you could find them easy in Japan, but also in most of our card shop, even in Europe and America, you could buy these or order them online. Again, they are my favorites, and they're just nice. Also, they are clear on both sides. These at least are clear on both sides. They are not matte, which is good because I sometimes dislike the matte sleeves because they also show less from the way that the card shines, and that's why I like these. Okay, now we talk about deck boxes. When we talk about deck boxes, there are a lot of deck boxes, like a big, huge variety of deck boxes. And for me, it's important to have a deck box that fits like all the stuff you want it to fit and doesn't damage the cards, which is like the most important stuff. Like, you don't want a deck box that your cards could be damaged were in them. And that's when we come to deck boxes like these, which are really good. People really like these a lot, like the tower ones from Ultra Pro or other companies, or the ones from Ultimate Guard. I dislike these. I dislike the tower one, and I dislike this one, and I dislike every deck box that could damage your cards, because the problem with these kind of deck boxes is whenever you open them, you could already damage your cards. And when you have your cards in here, so let's say I have this cute marker in here and I want to close it, I could damage the card while closing it. Why? Because the card is not really put into something. There is nothing on the side that is protecting the card while you're closing it, and even if this deck box opens somehow in your back, this could damage it sideways or on this way. So that's why I dislike every deck box that doesn't really have a bright closing into it, that you cannot damage your cards even if it opens. Okay, there are different deck boxes that I use. Two of my favorite ones are the one from the Dragon Shield, these ones, and the one from the Ultimate Guard, these ones. These are very easy deck boxes to use if you have a lot of decks like me, and I like to put all of these, like I have them in different colors, and you could also put them like side by side or on the top of each other. You could do that, which they work pretty good. The good thing about these deck boxes is they are very strong. Like, they're really steady. You can stand on this and nothing would happen. depending on how much you weigh. But again, even if you weigh 100 kilograms, then still it's not enough to break these. And the good thing about them is whenever you open them, it's not that easy to open them, and your cards are put perfectly into it. Your cards cannot get damaged if they are in here, even if you open and close that. The differences between this one and this one is this one holds 80 cards with the with sleeves, and this one holds like the 100. And the big difference between these two is whenever you have your deck, like this is my standard spike deck, which is put in a perfectly nice sleeves. let's put the SP on top right here, or the SVR. Okay, enough. Okay, so we have these sleeves, or this deck. This is of course a 50 cards deck, which if you use these sleeves, which are for 80, you can take them out, open them, of course, put your deck in there, and again, it's protected nicely. If you close this, there is no way you could damage the cards. And then you have like small empty space right here. Put this in there, and then you have your markers, and you put them right there. And this fits perfectly. So you also have a little bit more space if you want to put more markers in here, but this fits your standard deck perfectly. Not your premium deck if you're double sleeving. If you only do like single sleeving, then yes, it will fit in here, your premium deck. But if you're doing the double sleeving, then your premium deck would not fit in here, but will definitely fit in here. These are deck boxes that I use when I'm home or when I go to a friend, which is really not that far away, because they're easy to take with me. And also I could like put them like this next to each other, on the top of each other, and I could like write on them Great Nature, Dark Regular, Spike Brothers, and you could just take the one you like and play and then put it back. And also I like that they include this in it, so you have like your divider between your deck and markers, because that's the only stuff that you use. If you're playing a deck like which use tokens and stuff, then of course you could need a bigger deck box, and with that you could use different ones. But again, for my standard deck, I mostly use these. Okay, now we talk about the premium decks. So again, we have these. These are my favorites. Normally I use this for standard and premium, but I also wanted to show you this because this is also one of my favorites. And these are my all-time favorite deck boxes. I have so many colors of this, so many different ones, and I've never broke any. And the good thing is you have like your deck. This is the deck, which is again spike deck. But this is the deck, and then you have your markers, and then you have your extra sleeves. So everything fits perfectly in here, and you also have like space. I have like space in here that I could put my whole finger in it, so you could put more. And you could take them out very easy, like you could see. But again, I've used these for years, so I know how to work with it. If you only want to take your deck without taking the markers, and you could do that, put your finger on the top of it and just take them out, which also works. But again, the perfect fit for your deck, and you cannot damage them, and you close it very easy, and it's very steady. You could do a lot with it. It would not open. At least you need to open it yourself, and even if it gets like this, your card will never be damaged. If they go sideways, the cards are still very good inside the deck box, and nothing will happen to them. I could understand people saying, okay D-Boy, but sometimes I want a deck box that has also space for your dices, like the one from the Ultra Pro, wherever you have like your dices on the bottom of it or on the top of it, the tower. The ones that I like to use in big events, because I really don't want to take a bag of dices with me, is the Ultimate Guard. Actually, yeah, it's from the Ultimate Guard brand, and it's the original flip and tray. These deck boxes are really cool because you have like this is the how it looks like. So these are very nice because you could put your dices in here, like you could open it like this sideways, and you have your dices, which could fit perfectly inside this. And you can look how organized I am. I just need to take this out because this was not meant to be in here. But the good thing about these deck boxes, you could put like your dices in here, and you could take them with you. You could put this on the table, easy take them out if you want to use them, and you could just put them back, and they again fit perfectly. Depending on the dices that you use the one from Bushiroad or not. But another video talk about the dices. But they have like a small place where you could put your dices. And then for your deck, which goes in here, because I have this, you put your deck, and this space, like the room for your deck that you have, fits also standard and premium, because right here we have markers, and you can put the markers, and you don't get like something that divides them, so that's better to use this one, which I like. And then you could put your deck in here, and by putting your deck like this, you could see that you have some space left. The only downside to this box, like this box is amazing. This is my favorite flip and tray from all time, and I think it's also the best ones, which is the one from Ultimate Guard. You have them from Ultra Pro, you have them from different company, you have them from Dragon Shield, but these ones are the best in my opinion. But again, that's my opinion. I'm not promoted by Ultimate Guard or something. I'm just saying, I'm telling you guys this by experience. And the downside to these, they are not made of plastic. And because they are not made of plastic, your cards will not slide into them easy. So you could always damage your sleeves while putting them in here, because the side of this is of course not from plastic, and it's also not leather. But whenever you put them in these deck boxes, you will never ever damage your sleeves, because your sleeves will slide easy and perfectly into the deck box. So that's why this will always be my all-time favorite. And sometimes when I'm home and I have like a lot of decks that I'm working on, I use also the bigger one from Dragon Shield. You have them also like in the bigger size, when you could put 4 in them. And sometimes I have like decks that I'm working on, like here you have I have a Spike for the deck that I'm working on, and I just have them, put them in here, and could always open this and work on them. And of course you could also use this to put your normal decks. Like it fits your deck perfectly with extra sleeves, but the problem is it doesn't fit your markers. So what you do is 1, 2, 3 decks, and then you put your markers, extra decks, everything. You could also put your dices and stuff in here, and then you could take this with you. It's really easy to carry around, and also you could put them on the top of each other. Like this would look like this, which is perfect. You could put 2 or 3 on the top of it, and you could put it in your bag, and they would never open. And this is again a hard case, it would not break easy. So with that, we talked about sleeves, oversleeves, and deck boxes. And last but not least, we will also talk about playmats. When we talk about playmats, there are a lot of playmats. The ones that you could make, the one that you could let people make for you, the one that you could put your own art into it, the one that you could draw. And for me, I like the playmats that Bushiroad make, especially the bigger ones. Again, because you're promoting the game. Some of them you have won, some of them are from the top 8, some of them are from Worlds. And I have a bunch of playmats. You really don't want to know how much playmats I have. I have them, all of them here under the table. You have the older ones that are smaller. Let's say these were a little bit smaller when you do not have that much space. So what you do now is you use the newer ones, like this one right here from Vice Swartz, or just with the Bushiroad mascot on it. And of course I have my all-time favorite playmat, which is the one with Ball Spike on the top of it. I use that one really a lot. And the reason is that it has one of my favorite units on them, and also has the Spike logo on it, which makes it really good. Like you can see, it's this one that I'm talking about with Ball Spike on it. It's just really nice. The quality of this playmat is also really amazing. It's not that thick, it's like in between, But again, Bushiroad made a lot of different ones. Some of them are thicker, some of them are thinner, but most of them have very good quality and they are really, really good printed. The colors are really nice. But again, for playmats, you could use any that you want. Sometimes you pay more to have like the ones that you like. You also have the Ultra Pro that worked with Bushiroad to make some of the playmats for them. You could use those. Again, Bushiroad is definitely getting some profit out of that because they're working with Ultra Pro, so they're selling them the art. And again, I would like to promote Bushiroad as much as I can. So for the playmats, it's really up to you. Again, there are a lot of different playmats. You also have like the zero damage playmats from Maxime Solomon that also make them. Also pretty nice guy and have very good quality playmats. And you could also make them on different websites, or different people on Facebook could help you with that. I also like to put my playmats in these, like the black easy ones to use. Some people like the hardcover ones like this, the plastic hardcover ones. The downside to this, it's like it does not move in your back, so it's really harder to move around, but also they protect your playmat better. But for me, I like using these, which are easy to take with me anywhere. And I think that's a little bit about it for the playmats, because when we talk about the topic like a playmats, these playmats that we get from Bushiroad, most of them you won or you got for free, or again you got in the top 8 or something. And these playmats are the ones that I like the most, because you have like a nice memory with the playmat that you won something or you got it from a friend or something. And I'm very happy they're making them a little bit bigger now, because the smaller ones were really, let's say, not that fine to use. So that's why we have now bigger ones, and you get them from sneaks, you get them from cases openings, and sometimes also you get them when you participate in the Bushiroad Championship Series or when you get in the top 8 and stuff. So that's actually it about this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I really enjoyed making this for you guys, also talking about like products and accessories that I use most of the time and why do I use them. It's something that's we in Crushing the Meta don't really do a lot, like topics like these. But again, if you guys asked me to do this before, then I would definitely do it. And I thought 2020 would be a nice year to have to introduce some new topics to our channel. Again, thanks for watching, guys. Until next time.